Catrinas versus Katrina. Two Mexican Rockford restaurants prepare for court. One owner claims he's left with no other options to protect his business.
Taco Trina's Las Catrinas secured a trademark for its name in mid-October. Now the restaurant's owners say they must sue La Catrina Taqueria for causing more than just confusion. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley digs through the lawsuit.
And before we get into the lawsuit, I am Dave, a 10-plus year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from copyrights, patents, trade secrets, as well as trademarks, which is the topic of discussion today. Now, the news is not going to break it down like I'm going to break it down. So we're going to do this reaction video or this review of what the news is saying. Then I'll sprinkle in my expertise to kind of tell a little bit more of the story and how they could have maybe did some things different with regards to their trademark application and hopefully kind of stayed out of this situation altogether. So I do want to say a couple things. First, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as well as hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. We are doing a lot of great things here, but just kind of shaping the lay of the land before we get back to the news article and they're talking to the owners or whatnot. Is you have Las Catrinas and then you have La Catrina. And Las Catrinas is with a C. Katrina is with a C, has an S at the end. They both sell Mexican food. And yeah, your boy loves some good Mexican food. But Las Catrinas with the starts with the C and has an S on the end. They actually filed for a trademark application and was actually awarded a trademark application. La Catrina, that Katrina is with the K. They came aboard or started their restaurant after Las Catrinas. And this both happened in Illinois. I'm in the great state of Michigan, so this is our neighbors here to the to the west, southwest. So this was in Rockford, Illinois, and it seems like La Catrina with the K did not agree to change their name after Las Catrinas sent them a cease and desist letter, and ultimately Las Catrinas sued them. So that's kind of where we're going to pick up. I do want to note that Las Catrinas, the owner of the trademark and the one that sued La Catrina, it seems like the owners, they both used to be in a funeral business. And again, you can kind of read that article and tell they both was in a funeral business, but it seems like they kind of got fired after marrying each other, which, apparently is against company policy. I thought that was interesting reading that. But let's get back to the lawsuit of the video and kind of see what is going on. And then I'm going to pull up the trademark application because I do want to show you guys something. But let's go.
Katrina. What you can't hear is that K in Katrina. And while both owners acknowledge they're inspired by the Mexican icon of death, one argues any confusion must end.
It's her name. It's her.
So Carlos, these two owners are married to each other and they own Las Catrinas, the trademark. And they the one that sued La Catrina with the K. So this is, the owner of the trademark, Las Catrinas with the C, and for the Mexican restaurant, and they're suing the other La Catrina in Illinois. So let's go.
Her brand.
Carlos Zambrano started Taco Trina's Las Catrinas with his husband in 2021.
We're sort of like dressed in drag as the Day of the Dead.
By the next year, Taqueria La Catrina opened on the opposite.
So La Catrina, what you are seeing here, this is the defendant or the person that's getting sued for trademark infringement.
Side of Rockford, off Auburn Road.
Now we're sort of, mixing their clients with our clients. It's just been.
Look, and that's the biggest thing. And I'm sorry for having to stop this so many times, but when you have actual confusion, that's kind of really what you really want when you're trying to go after somebody for trademark infringement. There's one thing to have this kind of hypothetical, hey, this could potentially be confusing or, essentially trademark infringement. But when you can tell the court, when you can put into those complaints that, hey, people are actually being confused, that's kind of what you want, and that bodes well for the trademark owner. So this is what Carlos Zambrano was saying. Let me kind of back it up.
Clients with our clients, it's just been a difficult process.
Zambrano claims La Catrina.
Mixing their clients with our clients, it's just been a difficult process.
Zambrano claims La Catrina's owner disregarded his request for them to change their name.
We went ahead and invested, hundreds of dollars into this registered trademark.
After waiting 2.5 years, Zambrano's trademark is here for his restaurant.
It's her brand, and if it cost us this whole time and investment in it, so then why not go and fight for our brand?
In his trademark lawsuit, Zambrano alleges the Auburn restaurant profits from Las Catrinas' name.
If we have a vision of franchising and opening more across the country or even locally, then of course that's going to matter.
I met with La Catrina.
And that is important. That's one of the important reasons to get a trademark is the fact that especially with regard to restaurant services, because if you want to start a franchise or opening up other locations within that state or within just the country, you're going to have some kind of procedures and rules in place and as relates to intellectual property names, logos, trade secrets, so forth and so on. So again, restaurant services, if it's an ounce of potential that you can start franchising or open up additional restaurants as the main restaurants get continues to be successful, then you definitely want to make sure you're protecting that trademark. Let's finish off here.
His owner off camera. He didn't wish to be interviewed, but did say his lawyers will wait to read the lawsuit.
Would you name your restaurant McFlannel's? I know it doesn't sound the same, but I'm pretty sure McDonald's or these big chains will come after you. And all we're asking is change your name, like rebrand.
Jose Guadalupe Posada created the Catrina we recognize as the Dia de los Muertos symbol. Posada intended it.
I'm not sure what else he's saying, but I do want to bring it back on myself. I'm going to pull up the trademark application for Las Catrinas because I do want to go through something with you guys to see how they could have avoided something and why it is important to go to a trademark attorney. A lot of times when people, he said, I spent a couple $100s on a trademark. That lets me know that he kind of took the shortcut way, or he did not go to a trademark attorney in terms of somebody he knows building that rapport, that relationship with them. A couple $100 is that's the USPTO fees, not to mention the attorney fees. Seems like he probably put another couple $100 in his attorney fees, given the fact that he went to LegalZoom, which again, I want to pull up that here really quickly. I know the defendant talked about him and his attorneys are going to wait before they read the lawsuit. I don't think that's a good idea. As I always tell you guys, nothing good is going to come from blowing off a lawsuit or a complaint and not responding to it. So I do want to kind of break this up. Hopefully you guys can see this, but they have an actual trademark on Catrinas, Las Catrinas. And I'm not Hispanic or Mexican or proficient in a language, but if you look at, and I'll pull it up here in a second, when you look at the restaurant is just Las Catrinas. So I would have just filed for a trademark on Las Catrinas. How are you using the name and your branding and things of that sort? The restaurant is Las Catrinas. So I would have trademarked just the term Las Catrinas. Seems like they had this Taco Trinas, Las Catrinas, which is interesting. I probably wouldn't have done that just kind of based on what I've seen. Now, maybe they're using Taco Trinas, Las Catrinas in other ways, at which that point, then, yeah, you should file a trademark application on that entire name. But it seems like just kind of based on them showing the window, it was just Las Catrinas. So, but another thing is, I don't want to kind of call out the attorney here, but they went to LegalZoom. You see LZ LegalZoom Legal Services, LLC, which is out in California. It seems like that's where they went to get their trademark application filed. And again, obviously, if that appears to be legal and no problem, but I just wouldn't recommend it. Not saying that I want to kind of rain on LegalZoom parade, because you want to have a relationship with your IP attorney, with your IP team, to be able to call them up, message them up, and understanding that you are going to get a response because you have a relationship with that person, as opposed to, I would imagine with LegalZoom, and you guys have to let me know if you use LegalZoom before for any reason, whether it's trademark or any other legal matter, to be able to kind of call somebody up that you work with through LegalZoom. Is that easy? Is that difficult to do? I'm not sure. I want you guys to kind of let me know the answer to that question. But the reason I'm saying that is because it seems like, I'm going to pull back up the what's name here. It seems like they should have just trademarked Las Catrinas. I think they would have had even a greater time.
As satire.
Let me kind of try to pull it up and go to their restaurant. Maybe they did have it on there. You see here, it says Las Catrinas. It just says Las Catrinas. So that's what I would have trademarked, given the fact that the name of the restaurant is just Las Catrinas. Now, it seems like they have the Taco Trinas, but that's not shown in the sign. So I would have just trademarked how you're using the actual mark. And if you're using it as Las Catrinas, that's what I would have trademarked, as opposed to trying to trademark Taco Trinas, Las Catrinas. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on that. And I'm not sure. I'm assuming that they did talk to somebody in LegalZoom, but I'm not sure if they kind of was able to have that back and forth to say, okay, how are you using this mark? Because we want to protect it the way that you're using it as opposed to protecting it. This kind of long word, even though you're kind of using a truncated version of it. So that's kind of my thoughts on the importance of kind of really having a relationship with your attorney, your trademark attorney, your IP attorney, as opposed to just kind of going through these kind of LegalZoom services. That's kind of my take on it. Again, I would love to hear from you guys. Again, maybe you guys have a different experience going through LegalZoom and really being able to build a rapport with your attorney, whether it's trademark or any other type of attorney that you kind of went to LegalZoom for. But kind of that's kind of my 2 cents on things. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. Again, big takeaways. Number 1, do not blow off a trademark a cease and desist letter from a trademark lawyer. And then again, man, make sure you are trademarking your name in a way that you're using it. Now, you can kind of adopt other variations later on and file additional trademarks, but that main trademark, or that initial trademark, needs to be for the way that you're using your mark on marketing literature, on signs, so forth and so on. So, and to the extent that you can help it, man, try to build a relationship with an attorney as opposed to kind of going through LegalZoom and kind of taking a cheap way out, even though, again, man, we know money is at a premium these days. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. You guys have a good one. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.